Now Porsche, it's taking on Tesla. The German automaker VW unveiling Porsche's Mission E, an all-electric car that accelerates to 62 miles an hour in 3.5 seconds. And more importantly, it can recharge to 80% capacity in just 15 minutes. That's half the waiting time required for Elon Musk's Model S.
So will Tesla be able to withstand this kind of competition? Let's get some answers. Bring in James Albertine from Stifel and Andrea James from Dougherty and Company. Good to see you both. Andrea, you know, there was a time years ago when if Porsche was talking about an electric car, that would just be blasphemous. But now, how much credence do you give that, and what would that do to Tesla?
Well, there's a lot of innovation going on in electric vehicles. It's being driven by the government regulations, but also being driven by Tesla's own edge. I mean, Tesla's winning a lot of awards. Of course, other automakers want to participate in some of that success. I just want to know what the price is going to be and what the profitability is going to be on those vehicles, because we don't have those details yet.
James, do you have any idea?
I'm going to start saving now because I'm sure it's going to be pretty high. And it's funny because I think Andrea hit the nail on the head. By the time that the Porsche Mission E comes out in 2019, we're going to be talking about the Model 3 Tesla at $35,000 to $40,000. We're going to be talking about autonomous driving features that are already in the works and very close to being released to Tesla. And the infrastructure bill that Tesla's undertaking is going to be 3 years advanced, not to mention the Gigafactory, which is going to double the world's battery supply. So where's Porsche going to get their battery cells, and how are they going to turn a profit on this vehicle is our key question.
They could buy those batteries from Tesla.
I think Tesla's going to have
there's a factory coming soon.
And they're going to be used for Tesla vehicles. And to the extent that the demand holds up for Teslas, we think that's going to hold true.
Andrea, are these just vanity purchases? If these cars were all the same except they were gas-powered, would that make a difference in terms of the kind of buyers who are purchasing them? Or are they truly making a big difference in terms of their environmental appeal? And if they, if that is the case, could they appeal to a much broader set of the population?
It's a great question, because what we found is the typical Tesla buyer is just that luxury vehicle buyer. So Tesla competes with Porsche right now. Tesla competes with Audi right now. So, and they're competing really well. But I do think that the other automakers are seeing that there are certain advantages to driving electric. And if you can harness those advantages, you can make a really great vehicle. And that's what they're trying to do. We'll see if they can do that and if the warranty will be the same. But it'll be interesting to see what they come out with, although we have to wait, I think, 4 more years to see it.
Yep. Let's add Apple to this mix as well. We know that they've been hiring people away from Tesla. Tesla's cried foul on that. They hired a former Detroit executive as well to run this division. James, how realistic? What can we expect from Apple in terms of a car of some kind? Are they going to build a car, or are they just going to make the software to own that car?
Well, it remains unclear, right? But we believe they are, in fact, building a car right now. And we would add the Google hire yesterday of another key executive from sort of traditional auto background. We are more concerned, quite frankly, on the sort of non-traditional competitive front. We think Apple and Google, given their brand persona among consumers, if they're able to harness sort of autonomous drive or self-driving features, that's going to end up becoming more of a leading edge than what the traditional manufacturers are focused on, which happens to be range. The range conversation is 3 years old. 300 miles, great, but where are you on sort of the variety of features that Tesla's bringing to bear? Apple and Google may actually be closer.
Andrea, going back to the bigger question here, are these two, Porsche and Apple, threats to Tesla? Is it the case that maybe Porsche, if it's electric, helps expand that market? And like Bill was saying, maybe it becomes a battery customer, and Apple is more of a threat? Or how do you view these two challengers?
I think you're going to get more alternative fuel vehicles over time. There will be more electric vehicles. I think Tesla's got a great seat at the table. All the things mentioned, Gigafactory. We've got Model X coming out this month. So the electric vehicle market will expand, but Tesla, I think, is going to be at the forefront for a long time. Charging and Gigafactory give them real first mover advantages in this market. And then one more thing, manufacturing. Apple and Google, that's the one thing that really remains to be seen, is how are they going to incorporate manufacturing. It's one thing to design a car, quite another to build it. And I think Tesla's learned a lot about building vehicles over the last 5 years.
Maybe we'll finally figure out what Tim Cook has been sitting on all that cash for all these years. It's a highly capital-intensive industry, that's for sure. Thank you both. Appreciate your thoughts.
Thank you.
On
Thank
this
you.
cutting-edge industry here. Heading to the close, we've got 37 minutes left in the